All right, Rock Addicts. This is DJ Rem from Rock Addict Radio, and I have Jamie from the band Revoker on the line. How you doing, brother?
I'm very good, man. Very good, thank you.
So first off, I want to start by saying that you've been getting lots of airplay on my show and been giving you lots of airplay through the station's 24/7 stream. So you guys are in full rotation, and everybody seems to really dig you guys. So very cool.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Good to hear.
So I'd like to start if you could mention yourself and the other members of the band and what everyone's spots in the band are.
Yeah, like I said, I'm Jamie. I sing and play guitar in Revoker. We got Chris Green on lead guitar, Shane Phillips plays bass, and Jack Pritchard, plays the drums.
And so how long have you guys been together as a band?
We've been playing in a band for the last 6, 7 years now. We we pretty much started out as a covers band, playing like songs from like Black Sabbath to Metallica in our local clubs and stuff. And like I said, through the past 6 years, we just grown. Like I said, writing, recording demos, and yeah, man, here we are today. With our debut album. So it's pretty good.
Very good. And what who started the band? What kind of like was the spark that got everything started in the beginning?
Um, it was me and Chris. Me and Chris, the lead guitarist. We've been playing in bands since we was like 11 years old, and yeah, we pretty much wanted to write our own stuff, and we've been friends with Shane and Jack for a while, and we decided let's just start a band and start writing our own stuff, and yeah, man, it worked out really good. The first time we got in practice room and started jamming, we knew we had something, and started really making cool music and stuff.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'll have to agree. You guys, your guy, I'm not. I'm trying to beat it to death, but you guys, you sound really good. I totally dig.
Yeah, man, that's great.
So what's going on with you guys right now? What do you guys have lined up for like shows and stuff?
um, we head out next month. We're doing a UK headline tour of ourselves, and we play 2 shows with Anthrax in Ireland, which we're really psyched about. It's going to be, to play with Anthrax is like a dream come true, and we're really looking forward to those shows. And that's pretty much it for this year, touring wise.
So how often do you guys get together and practice and stuff then?
We practice pretty much every day, really. We all live close to each other, so whenever we can get into the practice room and, like I said, rehearse songs and write, it's pretty much every day, really.
Very good. And so these tracks that I have that I've been playing, are they off of? Do you guys have like a full album? And these off a full album then?
Yeah, the tracks that you have that's playing is off our debut album, which was released on Roadrunner Records.
Very cool. And so how did you hook up with Roadrunner? Because that's pretty badass.
Yeah, man, it was we we was just in the studio recording our debut album, and we had Benji from the band Skin Red. We um we got him to produce the album and stuff, and he was friends with Monty Corner, which was the A&R rep for Roadrunner Records at the time.
Right.
He signed bands like Slipknot, Trivium, Machine Head, all the greats. And yeah, man, he loved the album and stuff, and he signed us, and that's it, really.
Very cool. Very cool. So where did you guys record your debut album at?
Recorded it in our hometown in South Wales. We recorded it at Notting Hill Studios and Junkyard Studios in South Wales, and they've worked with bands like Bullet for My Valentine. They've worked with Trivium, so we recorded there a few times, so we knew that was the sound we wanted to go for, and yeah, man, it was a great experience.
Yeah, very good. And how long did it take from like the beginning, from when you like started writing the album to to getting it completely recorded at the studio? How long did the whole process take for you guys?
Um, I think it took about actually recording the album itself. It took about two months because we recorded like I think it was 18 songs. I think Roadrunner wanted us record. So yeah, it took about 2 months.
Okay, very cool. So, kind of to shift gears a little bit, this is kind of more geared towards you.
Yeah.
What got you into music? What kind of influences did you have growing up that made you want to do something like this?
Oh man, I think it's just been you know listening to your parents' record collections. I grew up listening to bands like Ozzy, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and obviously you just love that music. You know what I mean? And it's pretty much what I've always wanted to do. Music. I love playing guitar, and I just love playing live in a band. So I knew I had to do something, with my life with music. So.
Okay, very good. Did you have anybody growing up in your family that was into music and stuff? I mean,
Yeah.
besides having records
Oh yeah, my dad, he pretty much got me into, like the metal side of music, listening to like, Metallica, like Sabbath, Ozzy. I pretty much just, borrowed his record collections and he pretty much got me into it, you know what I mean? And it kind of grew up on that music.
Yeah, very good. So the next question, I'm sure you've been asked this question a lot, but how did you guys come up with the name Revoker for the band?
Um, Over a lot of arguments. Because obviously before, when we started the band, we were called like a different name, and when it came time to like you said, change the name of the band, we just started firing like names at each other, and I think it was Chris, the guitarist. He came up with the name Revoke, and we kind of looked into it more, and we found out Revoker. What it basically means is in a card game, a Revoker he doesn't follow suit. And we thought that's cool because we don't want to follow any bands or trends. We just want to make music that we like. We have our influences, and it's us really. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, definitely.
And it sounds cool. Do you know what I mean? Which is a bonus. So we just thought that's a keeper.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds metal. Very good.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. So, where can people find out more about the band? Where's the best place for them to go to listen to tracks and just find out more about you guys?
Well, a lot of it is on our Facebook at the moment. We have a website, revoker.net, which you can visit. But no, we're pretty good on our Facebook and Twitter. We keep in touch with our fans. We talk to them all the time. But as far as music goes, and in the US, I'm not sure, if it's available on iTunes, which you can purchase the album. But I'm sure there's like, websites on the internet that you can find our music and stuff, you know, illegally download it or something.
Well, I think you guys are on. I just did a search on Spotify and I found you on there, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah, Spotify's the one.
Very good. So, I guess what are you guys? What's the band's goals for the future? Where do you guys hope to be in like 2 years?
Well, obviously, we'd love to play the US. That's a goal of ours, like we've toured with bands. We toured with the band last year, Murder FM, which I believe are from Texas,
Yep.
and they're great guys, and we just got on so well with those guys, and yeah, man, we just loved it. We loved to tour the US and other countries, and just keep growing. Really, this album has done really well for us in the UK and parts of Europe. We just like to branch out a bit more now and tour the world. Really,
Okay, well, I wish you best of luck and hopefully you make it to the state soon. That would be very killer.
definitely, man.
Very cool. Okay, so if I grabbed your iPod from you or your MP3 player, however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
Right now, um, I'm trying to think now what I was listening to. Oh man, anything metal, like you said, like the old school bands, like you'll find Black Sabbath on there. Let me try and think. obviously Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, the big four, thrash bands. But trying to think now, Pantera. There's a lot of stuff on my iPod, man. It
Yeah,
goes
that's good. Those are all
from
bands I love, so
from
very
metal,
cool.
Yeah.
Do you, can you remember the very first metal band you ever listened to, like the very first time?
The very first, probably I'd have to say it'd be Metallica, and it'd probably be Enter Sandman because that was the only thing that was being played on like MTV at the time
Right,
when I was younger. So I think that's obviously what got me into metal really. But yeah, I'd have to say Metallica. It's probably everyone's first metal band that they listen to. And then you start exploring other new metal bands like Pantera, Slayer. You know what I mean?
right. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Very cool. Yeah, for me it was Megadeth and it was P Cells. That was the very first ever.
Good too, man.
Yeah,
Good
love
band.
love that tune.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what do you guys do to when you guys aren't jamming and aren't practicing, and what do you guys do to relax, just to kind of recharge?
Do you know what? That's a lot of things I've been doing lately because we're not touring at the moment, but we are writing. But I've recently been taking up surfing. Been going down to our local beach and doing some surfing and stuff. I don't try and work out and keep fit. That's the only way, really,
Right?
to
Yep.
keep. But it's nothing compares to like touring. Do you know what I mean? And being on the road. I think that's our main. Well, that's my main love. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like when I'm not on tour, I get really frustrated and I gotta be doing something. So yeah, man, it's plenty of stuff to keep you occupied. You just gotta keep busy, really.
Yep. Very good. So, what would you say sets Revoker apart from all the other bands out there, trying to make it big? How are you guys different?
Um, I think we just honest. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of bands nowadays, they try and call themselves original, and they're trying to they're making something new. But with us, we're not trying to be we're not trying to make something new. Do you know what I mean?
Right?
It's just we're honest. We get into a room, we jam songs that we get a kick out of. We feel great when we play them, and it's just kick ass. Do you know what I mean? Just kick ass metal. Just get in there, get the job done, and just honesty. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Very nice. So, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you guys at a show you've done?
Oh, I can answer that really quick. We played with Lamb of God back in June. We played. We supported them in Germany, and it was only us and Lamb of God. And we get to the venue. We have a sound check. We're excited. We supported Lamb of God, which is our one of our favorite band at the moment. And before we go on, the intro goes fine. We go to walk on stage, and like all our gear just cuts out and all the lights go down and the crowd is just there clapping, do you know what I mean? And we feel like, idiots, man, do you know what I mean? We look over and his members of Lamb of God watching us as well. And I felt terrible. But we got it together, we just got back out there, just played and just got on with it really. But I think that was like, the one of the worst moments we've ever had on stage.
Yeah, you're like, oh crap, what's going on here?
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, now this next question, it's the most important question I'm going to ask you of the day. So, are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who in the band spends the most time in front of a mirror getting ready for a show?